Hello everyone, my name is Shambhavi. Hope you all are doing well. So basically, now today we are going to see the time module in a very detail. Basically, what I'm just going to tell you is that what are the functions which you basically have in the time module, how to apply those functions. So actually in the time module, we have a variety of time related functions. Okay, there are many variety of time related functions. So basically today we are going to discuss the same and even seeing the examples that basically how you can just use the time function for writing out the program and finding out the current time and all those things, right? So let's without wasting time, let's get started here. So I will be putting out the multi-line comments because I will be writing and telling you about many functions first of all today. Okay, that would be like many of the functions which I'll be telling you. So basically here it goes that I'll be telling you about the very first thing is that time dot clock. Okay, the very first function is time dot clock. Now basically what is this function actually used for? So it actually gives us the current CPU time in seconds. Okay, so basically if we just want a current CPU time in seconds, so basically what we just use is that we use out this time dot clock function. So as soon as you're just going to write out this time dot clock, it will basically give you the current CPU time in seconds, right? Now second goes here, if I just use time dot time, okay, if I just use this function that is time dot time. Now what does this function actually gives us and what does it actually do? So this time dot time function actually gives you, I would just write here itself, it gives you the current time. Okay, it gives you the current time that is GMT, that is the Greenwich Mean Standard Time. Okay, GMT Greenwich Mean Standard Time. In basically it gives the, okay, just one second. It gives the current time in seconds since epoch. That is epoch. Basically, it's a kind of like value or something. You can just call it as like that. Okay. So it gives you the current time in seconds since epoch. Okay. Now next thing goes up with another function that is time dot local time. Okay. And in bracket it is basically seconds. It's like this. Okay. Now what is the use of this function, which is time dot local time and in bracket it is seconds? So basically it is used to, so the use of this is to convert time to local. Okay, that is local time. Basically it converts the time to local time. Okay, and basically if we just say that what it actually returns, so it returns, I would just write here, it returns, okay, not this one, it returns as a tuple. Okay, it returns a value in a form of a tuple. Okay, so this is basically the time dot local time function which we have here. Okay, so this time dot local time in seconds basically converts the time into the local time and returns you the value as in a form of a tuple. Okay, now moving towards the next things, what I do have here, let's come on to the next line right here. Now, basically, next thing is time dot, and that is GMT time, and in the bracket it is seconds. Okay, time dot GMT time seconds. Right. This is the now next function. Okay, this is like right this here. Okay, now basically, what is the use of this function here? Which, okay, just one second. Okay. Right. So what's the use of this time dot GMT time in seconds? So I would let you know that thing here. So it basically it is used to basically convert time to GMT. Okay, converts the time to GMT, and for this also what does it actually returns? It actually returns you. So I would just write here return as a tuple. It basically returns the value in the form of a tuple. It basically returns the time in form of a tuple. Okay. So this is the idea regarding this time dot GMT times function which we have here, which converts it into the seconds, right? Now, next basically what do I have? I have another function which is time dot, and that is AST time. Okay. And in the bracket instead of that second I'll be writing here tuple. Okay. Now basically what's the use of this AST time function? So the use of this is that it creates a first of all a string. Okay, so I would just write creates a string. Okay, I would just write that create a string, and okay, just let me add that s as well right here. So it creates the string and basically which representing that time. Okay, I would just write here creates the string here representing representing the time. Okay, so this time dot ASC time in bracket tuple, it basically creates a string representing the time, right? This is the use of this ASC time function. Other than this, what I have ASC, sorry, now other function which I have is time dot CT time. Okay, CT time, C time you can just call that. Okay, so C time. Right, now what is this use of this function? So it is basically here the values in seconds, and this function actually, what it does actually, it creates the string. I would just write here, creates the string, representing, REPRESEN, representing, it creates a string representing local time. It creates the string representing local time, right? This is the idea of this time dot C time seconds, right? Other than that, what do I have? Another functions. So I have time dot mk time, okay, time dot mk time, another function which we have here. Now this is in basically here I would just pass out the tuple, okay, in the bracket. Now, what is the use of this function which we have here in the time module? So, it is basically used for the convert of time tuple. Okay, it converts the time tuple to 2 seconds. I would just write STC. Okay, basically the short form. Basically, time.mk time is used for converting time tuple to seconds. Right now, I have my last function which we have here, and that is time dot sleep. Okay, now what's the use of this time dot sleep function? Okay, let me just write here in the bracket, that is seconds. Okay, so this whatever I'm just writing, seconds and tuple, so this actually means the value in this function. Okay, the value in this function will be given in this particular form, let's say tuples or seconds, whatever I'm just adding here. Okay, do not take it that I'll be like converting into tuple or converting into seconds. No, the value which will be giving inside this function, it will be the form of a tuple or it will be form of a second. Okay, now basically it will basically timer sleep helps us to, that is basically go to sleep for a while. Okay, what do I just mean from go to sleep for a while? So basically, if you just set out a time, time but sleep, and in bracket you just write out some seconds value. So what it will do actually, it will just like for whatever the thing you are just writing out that sleep function, it will hold on that particular thing for that particular time which you are giving inside the sleep function. Okay, so these are some functions which we have here in this time module, which are basically used, which are basically like frequently used. You can just add on this this word which is basically frequently used. So let me just give you a quick revision of the topics which we have seen, of the functions which we have seen, then I will be showing you the example, right? So the first one is time dot clock, and basically what does it gives us? It gives us the current CPU time in seconds. Okay. Other than this, I have time dot time. So time dot time is basically gives you the current time in seconds since epoch, and that time will be in the form of GMT, right? Now, I have time dot local time. Now, whenever it is going to use this local time function, so in the bracket, you'll be passing out the parameter, the value which you'll be passing out, that will be in the seconds only, right? So, what does this time dot local time actually do? So, it converts the time to local time and returns us a tuple basically. Okay, it basically returns us a tuple. Other than this, what do I have here? So time dot GMT time. Okay, time dot GMT time. I have time dot GMT time. So in this basically also will be just passing out the seconds, and what does it helps us to do? So it converts the time to GMT, that is basically returns us a tuple. Okay, now other than that, what do I have here? So that is time dot ASC time, and in bracket it is tuple, right? Now basically it creates a string representing that time. Okay, now time dot C time, and in bracket it is second, so it creates the string representing the local time. Okay, now time dot mk time, so basically in the bracket it is tuple, so it helps us to convert time tuple to second. Okay, convert time tuple to seconds. And we have the very last function, that is time dot sleep, and that is seconds in the bracket. So basically it means go to sleep for a while. Okay, I have already explained that what does this means, that go to sleep for a while. Okay, so these are some frequently used functions which we have in the time module. Now it's the time for seeing that how we just use of this time module and how we can just find out the current time whatever we are just having right now. Okay, so basically what I was just doing is that the very first thing that when it's not you like need to use our time module, so in that case I just need to import the time module. I do not need to install that basically because it already comes installed with the IDE whichever you have like installed in your device, right? So I just need to simply import out. So the formula and like way for importing the any library is I would be writing import and then the time. Okay, so I just simply imported my time module, right? Now I'll be taking a variable, let's say that t. T is my variable which I have taken, okay? And I would just write here time dot time and put out the bracket. So this is one of the functions which we have seen above, right? So the what was this time dot time was returning to us? So it was returning the current time in GMT in seconds, right? So this is basically if you just want out to find the current time that what is the present time which you're having right now. So it's basically you just need to use that time dot time function, okay? Now basically I've just put out a hash here and I would just even add that what it actually in the what form it will actually return. So basically first of all it will return you the year, then the year in which basically it is right now, okay, year, then it will return you the month, okay, year then month, and then it will return you the day. Other than that it will return you the hour, and then it will return you the minute, then it will return you the second, and then basically it will return you comma, and that is the it will return you the weekday, then it will return you the day, and it will return you DST, right? These are the things which this basically time dot time function actually returns, right? Okay, now I would just write here print, and in the bracket I'm just writing here t, right? So this will basically, let's see that basically what it returns to us. So I just run out my program here. Okay, so just 1 second, just let me quickly, okay, time t is equal to time dot time and then print tb. Okay, so just let's do it here in this way. I would just write here another variable that is tp is equal to, and that would be time dot, and that would be local time, and in bracket it is t, right? And basically I'll be just printing out the string that is print, and that is basically time dot local time, and in the bracket it is tp, the variable which I have made previously, right? And now I would just try to run this here. Okay, and integer is required, got type time dot struct underscore time. Okay, so basically it is saying that an integer is being required here. So okay, so print time dot local time, and in the bracket, okay, let's not run it like this. I would just try to run it once again here. Okay, so I would just write here print, and in the bracket it would be TP, right? And I would just now run it once again here. Fine. So basically now just have a look at how it is giving me the whole things. So it is giving me that the year is 2021. Okay, the month is 6. Month is 6 basically. That means right now whenever I'm just making this video, so in that basically I am having month that is 6, which is June. Okay. So the date is 11. Okay, that's absolutely right. The hour is 18. Yes, it's 6 in the evening. After that, I have 51. Okay, right. It's absolutely right. That it is 6:51. Seconds is 32. Right. Weekday is 4. And this Y day is 162. And DST is 0. Right. So these are the information which you can get through this module, through this time module, which we have actually used here, right? So I hope that you have got a clear and a fair idea that how you will be able to get out the things, how you will be able to basically find out the present time which you are having. So first of all, you need to use this time dot time, and after that you need to store this t, the variable in which you have used time dot time, into a variable with the use of function that is time dot local time, and at last you just need to print out that variable, right? So this is how you just use out the print time function, and this is how actually you can just use out all other functions which you have in the time module, right? So this is all for this video. Till then, thank you and take care.